Well, hello everybody, happy Friday. As you can see, I am outside because I always tell you guys, hey, go outside and enjoy the beautiful day, and very rarely do I actually post my video of me being outside enjoying a beautiful day. So, there it is, a beautiful day, and I'm outside with a book for you guys on this beautiful Friday. It's Stephen Cosgrove's Little Mouse on the Prairie. You may have heard of Little House on the Prairie, maybe you haven't. Maybe you're just wondering what a little mouse is doing on the prairie. Enough talk, let's find out here on Mr. Eric Reads. Wink. In a land of dewdrops and daydreams, near absolutely nothing at all, lived a whole bunch of mice. Now, these mice weren't your average run-of-the-mill house mouse mice. No, they were more like meadow mice that you might mingle with on a medium morning in May or maybe March. From dusk till dawn, through spring and early summer, they would skitter and scurry across the prairie without a single care in the world. They would race about and then suddenly leap high in the air to touch the wings of a gold butterfly, or sometimes they would do nothing at all except for sniff the flowers. All of the mice of the prairie were like this, except for one small mouse called Tweezledee. While all the other mice were playing their silly games, Tweezledee, or as the other mice called her, Tweez, would work industriously, doing all sorts of tedious chores. As soon as she woke up in the morning, right after eating her breakfast and brushing her teeth, she would begin a long day of hard work. She would dash this way and collect twigs and branches and brambles with which to build her new winter home. Tweez worked for months and months as the other mice played in the meadow. If she wasn't working on her house, she would be off and about collecting nuts and berries and storing them away for the winter. She never stopped to play, but was always on the go, searching for this or that, and working. The only things she never did were smile and laugh. Tweez thought that smiling and laughing were a waste of time, and she barely had enough time to do the chores as it was. The other mice of the meadow would stop and watch Tweez work. They would stop their playing just to watch. They would laugh till they could laugh no more, watching her dash from place to place, searching for the perfect leaf or a just-so twig. Sometimes it was great fun for the other mice to see if they could get Tweez to smile. As she would race by, they would jump in front of her and making faces that should have made a statue smile, like, "Look!" She would always just shrug her shoulders and say, "Silly mouse, I have no time to smile, for winter is coming and I have work to do." Then she would move quickly on her grumbly way. One day, the mice ran out of fun things to do. They sat in the meadow and thought, hoping to find some new game to play. "I know what we can do," said one of the mice brightly. "Let's play a joke on that old grouch mouse, Tweezledee." He hurriedly whispered his plan to the other mice. They all giggled in delight and set off in a million directions to gather what they needed for their wonderful joke. From every flower in the meadow they picked all the pollen that their little arms could hold. Then they carefully placed the pollen high in the branches of a tree that spread over the path that she took every morning to and from the meadow. When everything was in place, the mice hid at the base of the tree, giggling as they waited for Tweezledee. Sure enough, not a moment or two later, Tweez came trudging along the trail. One of the mice, as usual, jumped in front of her and made a ridiculous funny face like, "Out of my way, silly mouse," she said. "I have work to do, for winter is on its way." "No, winter has already come," said the little mouse as he tried to hide a smile. Tweez looked about the meadow and said solemnly, "No, it hasn't. Look around, mouse, there's no snow." With that, the other mice shook the tree, causing pollen to fall on top of poor Tweezledee like snowfall in the deep December. They all laughed and laughed, but she just glared at them and said, "Mark my words, winter is coming, and when it does, you silly mice won't be laughing so hard." "Old Grouch, old Grouch," they chanted as she moved about her way. "She doesn't know what she's talking about." And they began to roll and play in the pollen. Sure enough, just as she had predicted, winter did come to the meadow. In a swoosh of clouds, wind, and snow, the whole meadow was a crystal white and was quite still. At first, the mice found the snow to be just another game, but as the day wore on, it became colder and colder. "What are we do?" cried the mice through chattering teeth. "Tweez was right. We should have worked to prepare for the winter. Now we shall surely freeze." They all huddled together, and one of them said, "We must go to Tweez. Maybe she can help." All the meadow mice made their way through the falling snow to Tweez's house on the far side of the meadow. They gathered about and softly tapped on the door. "Who is it?" came the reply. "It's the mice of the meadow," they answered. The door opened slowly, and there stood Tweez, all warm and cozy in a sweater she had knitted in the summer before. Behind her, the other mice could see a warm, crackling fire made of the twigs that she'd gathered in the fall. "And what do you want?" growled Tweez. "Have you come to play another silly joke on me?" "No," said one of the mice. "We came to say we were sorry for all the things that we did, and that you were right. Winter was coming, and we should have prepared ourselves as you did." Then all the mice cried, "Please, Tweez, can't we stay with you? If you refuse, we shall surely freeze." Tweez shrugged her shoulders and said, "You should have thought of that before." And with that, she closed the door. Tweez busied herself, stoking the fire and cleaning the house. Did you know what? Never in her life had she ever smiled, nor had she ever been happy. And in that fact, she was very, very lonely. She tried to be busy, but day after day, all she could think about was those poor, freezing mice somewhere out there in the snow-covered meadow. Finally, she could stand it no more. After putting on her winter coat and mittens, she set out to find the mice. For you see, Tweez had a plan, a very happy plan. After searching for many hours, she finally found them huddled in a snowbank beneath a scraggly bush. With a frozen tear in her eye, she told them the plan. "Fellow mice," she began, "through the summer I worked as you played, preparing for winter. Many times I wanted to join you, but I did not know how. If you will teach me how to have fun, I will teach you to spin and weave, and I will share my home with you." The mice quickly agreed, and they all set off for the warmth of Tweez's home. What a merry time they had. Tweez taught them to weave and to sew, and they taught her to laugh and to sing. And once or twice, for no reason at all, Tweezledee would smile a happy smile. So, when you're hard at work or working hard at play, remember Tweezle's laughter on that crystal winter's day. The end. Again, Stephen Cosgrove with another tale called Little Mouse on the Prairie. I hope you guys enjoyed that tale. I hope you've enjoyed your Friday so far. Please continue to have a great Friday. Have a very safe weekend for the 4th of July. Please continue to take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. And you may have heard this before. Stop me. Well, actually, don't stop me. I'm going to say it anyway. Please practice kindness in everything you do today, whether it's writing an email, answering the phone, ordering food, picking up food, whatever it is. Practice kindness today. You guys take care of yourselves. And again, enjoy this beautiful day. See you around.